Well, what can we say about the Owl House? I mean, that was quite an ending. And yes, I'm a bit late doing this review, but I wanted to wait to the right moment. And this is the right moment. Hello, one and all. Hello, my friends. Welcome to my YouTube channel and welcome to the series review of one of the greatest shows I've ever seen, The Owl House. Now, for the record, yes, I do have a jumper on. It's like really cold. So don't judge me. It is autumn here where I am. Who would have thought a show that I would only start watching in 2021 would get me so emotionally hooked on? This show was something else. This show was insane. This show had everything except for stupid leaks, impatient fans, some impatient fans, and Disney being ridiculous. I mean, I hope they're regretting cutting this show short because what the heck? Why? Excuse me. So, in this episode, I'm gonna give some of these shoutouts. Also, in my opinion, explain why Lucy and Emily is the greatest rivals to lovers story I've ever seen in any show. Because I never thought I'd see the day that Disney would allow two same-sex people to fall in love, like same-sex relationship, on a Disney show. But it worked. It absolutely worked. But also other things, like how this show got famous, why the fandom are awesome, etc., etc. And why this guy is a cutie pie and will forever be a cutie pie. Because look at him. He's adorable. So basically, I'm just putting my PS4 controller somewhere else so I don't bump it by accident. Anyway, I loved Adventure Time, as you can see behind me and on my jumper, and I also loved Steven Universe because it was amazing. Both shows were incredible. Plus, I did like Star Wars: The Forces of Evil and Futurama and Pokemon, the original series. But nothing tops what the Owl House did. Now, Adventure Time was amazing, and Steven Universe was also amazing. But what the Owl House did was unbelievable. I mean, you've got to understand the work that the cast and crew did on this show. I mean, Dana Terrace produced a masterpiece, created a masterpiece. I mean, look at the confirmations of the LGBTQ plus representation since the finale was aired. Willow is pansexual. Hunter is bisexual, so too is Luce. Amity is a lesbian. Rain, non-binary. I mean, did we ever imagine seeing that? And for the record, Arby Roque is not only my friend, they are just the best. They are amazing. They are so incredible. And it's an honour to be their friend. Because, excuse me, sorry, I've got a croak, I apologise. It's amazing the people that I've met because of the Owl House. And I'll be giving them the shout outs later. And don't be surprised if I get emotional giving them the shout outs, because even though there's been one or two people here in real life who have been so disrespectful towards these people and myself for loving this show. The rest of the world that I know, the rest of the people that I know in real life have been overwhelmingly positive. So, how did this show become so incredibly popular with adults? Just like Adventure Time, just like Steven Universe, it was meant to be a kids show, but it turned into an adult show. And if you know what I mean, like it went from being classified as a kids show to being enjoyed by all, children, adults, etc. There's a clear answer to it: the representation, the animation, the artwork, everything. Everything was insane. Everything was incredible. I mean, who would have thought in the very first episode we see this guy with a rubber duck, and then he would become an absolute legend. This is Kingdom season 1 where he had his piece of his horn ear missing, like up here, part of it missing. But who would have thought that a 14-year-old girl called Lucinda Seda would accidentally stumble to another world, meet Ada Cawthorn, and Keen, of course, meet Willow and Gus, meet Amity in the most bizarre way, and they start off as rivals because Luce helped Willow get a star, which really angered Amity, and then their first meeting. Can you imagine if we kept going with this show? Can you imagine Luce and Amity's children asking them, "How did you first meet?" And then Amity's like, "Oh, I kind of." Can you imagine the stories? Emily be like, "Oh, I kind of grabbed her and shook her 7,000 times, asking who she was." But then we see Lilith and Rain and Belos and Kikimore and Boscha and all the other characters. I mean, this show had everything. It truly was an incredible masterpiece from start to finish. Now, if I had to rank every episode, I would, but I'm not going to do it. I will say my least favourite episode was Once Upon a Swap. I mean, it wasn't horrible by any stretch of the imagination, but it certainly wasn't one of the best either. I mean, but my all-time favourite episode of The Owl House. It's simple to pick from. Like knocking on Who's Door when Lucy and Emily officially became a couple, or Clouds on the Horizon when they had their first kiss on the lips, or even finale, Watching and Dreaming. That was unbelievable. I mean, but every episode got better and better and better. Especially season 2 and season 3. By the way, if you haven't seen me before, I sometimes stutter. So I sometimes have a mispronunciation problem. So if I do stutter, please forgive me for that, because it's not intentional. With my autism, sometimes I either talk too quick or I kind of stutter. Not on purpose, so see, like right now. So I thought I'll let you know, in case I keep stuttering unintentionally. But what was insane about this show was everything. I mean, the artwork, the animation, everything was incredible. And it was chef's kiss. It was insane. Everything about it was incredible. Like, you're talking about from small beginnings. Like I said, at the very start of the show, you had Luce stumble to the Bourne Isles and having to learn magic from Ida, who was very reluctant to do so. And then Lois learned her first spell in episode 4, then her second one in episode 12, which was the episode where Amity, I think, first had a crush on Luce. That was the episode where they went to the snow, and Luce had to learn a second spell to get into Hexside and be with Amity. But it was the way that Amity blushed at the end of that episode that, to me, was the start of Amity having a crush on Luce. And can I just say about Luce and Amity before I go on the rest of the show, because all the other characters deserve praise, like Ida, King, Gus, Willow, Hunter, Camilla, everyone else. But what Luce and Amity did was just, I can't tell you how awesome this was. It was magnificent. Like I said, you go from episode 3, season 1, excuse me, I'll say it again, episode 3, season 1, where Luce and Amity had no idea who they were, according to the other person, and then episode 5, where they're gonna fight each other in a witches duel, and also we found that Amity was actually cheating, not intentionally. It was Lilith who did it. And then episode 7, the library episode, where they have to fight this monster, and they got it done. And obviously episode 12, the snow episode, where it just started to click, and then the one with Willow, and then Grom, and then Went Like Witches, which was so incredible. And when Amity had that panic of wanting to play sport with Luce, and then she broke her leg after Grudge began. But you can see in Amity that she had a crush on Luce, and then it officially got confirmed episode 2 of season 2, where that famous moment, there was so many famous moments between Luce and Amity, but this was the first one really, when Amity said, "Stay away from my Luce." And then Luce finally had those feelings back at Amity, because Amity saved Luce from a abomatron. Think about that one, right? And then their relationship started to blossom. Episode 5, where they confessed to each other their feelings for each other, and then episode 8, obviously, knock on whose door, they fell in love, they became a couple. The next episode, Eclipse Lake, Luce was 6, so Emily went with Ida and Key, and they came over times, but then the second half of season 2 was insane, because you've got episode 11, where Luce didn't want to say anything about what happened with her mum, and then obviously Emily knew that Luce was lying, but they worked it out in the end. And then the one where they would come up with these theories for Azura, which was so cute, and that was a good episode, that one. The one with Willow and Hunter first meeting each other, and then Luce and Emily was the side note. That one was great. Final episode, Reaching Out, where once again Luce and Emily were having a bit of a disagreement, not disagreement, but conflict, where we now find out that It was because of Luce's dad passing away a few years earlier, but it was the anniversary. And then we don't see Luce and Emily together again until Clouds on the Horizon, when they kissed on the lips for the first time. And then that moment on, season 3 was amazing. Those two were incredible. And then the time skip of Luce and Emily, that was insane. I mean, 18 years old, they definitely look like it, and everyone else changed for the better. But every other character deserves praise as well. Well, except for a couple. Except for Kik and Moe, except for Bellos. Thank goodness he died. Spoiler alert, thank goodness he died, because he didn't deserve any he didn't deserve to be redeemed. Kik and Moe did not deserve to be redeemed either, nor did I don't remember their name, but the one who tried to tell Rain to drink the tea in the second half of season 2. Bosha kind of got redeemed in the end, but probably reluctantly. That's just my opinion. It was so awesome to see Principal Bump be okay, because in season 3 we didn't see Principal Bump much, nor Gwen Clawthorne. But look, what was so amazing about this show was just how incredible everything was. Like I actually kept mentioning the artwork, the animation, the storytelling, the voice acting, everything was incredible. And just being a part of it, like watching it every time, it was insane. I mean, here in Australia, we had to wait for months just to see new episodes of The Outhouse. Like, when season 2 finished on May 28 last year, we didn't get these episodes here in Australia until October. Now, that is so annoying. Thankfully, at the moment with season 3, we've got them on YouTube here, so we can watch them on YouTube until Disney Plus decides to release them. They better release them on Disney Plus here, because it wouldn't make sense if they did not do that. But now it's time for me to say thank you. Thank you, Dana. Thank you, The Outhouse. This is where I might get emotional. There are so many people that should be thanked. All the voice actors: Sarah Nicole Roberts, Wendy Malick, Alex Hirsch, Tati Gabriel, Isaac Ryan Brown, Mae Whitman, Cici Jones, Zeno Robinson, Mina Lee, Harvey Roque, and several others that I probably haven't mentioned, because either I'm tired, because it's past midnight here as of the filming of this, or because I don't want to mispronounce their names, which is understandable. Michaela Dietz as well. I can't forget Michaela. She's a great friend of mine. I can't forget Michaela. I almost forgot about Michaela Dietz. I fancy doing that. But all the voice actors who were part of this, they absolutely deserve all the praise in the world. I mean, it's a shame this show lasted 3-4 years, 2020 to 2023, because of one executive's decision back in 2021, which was it doesn't fit the age bracket. And like my friend Elijah said to me in an Instagram live stream when we first met in English July of last year, she said, and I quote, "One of your most successful animation shows ever, and you decide that the show is not age appropriate. Shut up." That's what she said. And she was right. I mean, what made what was it about? What was this all about? I mean, Adventure Time was supposed to be a kids show, but it turned to become very popular with adults as well, and that's why we got so much merchandise in Australia. Same to with Steven Universe, it was supposed to be a kids show, became popular with adults as well. The Owl House, same thing. It was meant to be a kids show, became popular with adults. The only problem with what happened was that back in 2020, we were supposed to get on the Disney show here in Australia, but 2 weeks before the Owl House was supposed to premiere on Disney Channel here, it closed down. To make things worse, that's when COVID began. So they closed down the Disney Channel just as COVID began, and if there's a mistake they made as well, it's not shown on Australian television. Because I reckon a lot of people who can't afford Disney Plus could have benefited from watching this show if it was on TV. Because it just was the perfect episodes and the perfect show for what's happening in the world right now. I mean, look at Rain Whispers. I mean, who would have thought we would see a non-binary character on a Disney show voiced by a non-binary actor? Their name is Avi Roque. That's the first shout out. Avi Roque. What a legend they are. I've had the honour of talking to them. They are amazing, and I look forward to talking to them again this year. They are just the best. They are incredible, and I could not be more proud of them. The second one goes to Deb Dozar, the voice of Gwen. Spoke to her late last year. She's incredible. I mean, she's incredible. I mean, these people just deserve all the love and the praise and everything else. Also, shout out to Cissy Jones, Sarah Nicole Robles, and all the other voice actors, like including McKenna Deeds, Lane Whitman, and everyone else. Thank you. Thank you for your amazing contribution to this incredible show. It will never be forgotten. Not in a million years. You guys are just the best, and I love you all. I really do. My next round of shoutouts go to all of you, the viewers, and my friends who find me on social media. So, for example, Marty Leslie, Michael Swanson, and so many others who I can't mention right now, but you know who you are. If it wasn't for the Owl House, I would not have met probably most of you. Like, I already knew Michael from Steven Universe and Adventure Time, like watching it, and Marty because we're both St. Louis Cardinals fans, which for the record they suck at the moment. St. Louis Cardinals. Seriously, what is wrong with them? That's for another time though. But all these people and all my friends in real life have understood how much I love the Owl House. There's always that one person that will try to ruin it for me, and so far this one person in real life has tried and tried and tried to make things so bad for me in terms of him, like threatening to throw him in the trash. No, that is not negotiable. I'm sorry. You should not even be threatening Ken like that. And secondly, if you don't like a certain show but other people do, doesn't give you the right to be an absolute idiot. Doesn't give you the right to be a fool and bully the person who likes it just because you don't like it. I mean, that's not fair on the person who likes it. Just let them be. I mean, come on. Enough's enough. And finally, these group of people deserve a shout out too, because it's not just the voice actors and the casting crew who made the outhouse so popular. There has been certain YouTubers as well who have made the outhouse so successful because of their reaction videos. And 3 of these 4 I'm going to mention have become amazing friends, and the 4th I'm going to mention will probably become my friend eventually. Gotta say to Bill, aka the 3rd Bill, buddy, I've only just started watching your channel, but let me just say that your videos are pretty cool, and I love what you do with the outhouse, especially Hootie, we gotta praise Hootie. Yeah, so I can't wait to wear your shirt, which I'll probably get at the publishing of this video. So yeah, you're amazing, Bill. Thank you, buddy. Moscow, aka We Last Reacts, here on YouTube. Can't thank you enough for your outhouse reaction videos, and also being a friend of mine, because it's not every day that people want to be friends with an autistic person like myself. But I can't thank you enough for our friendship, Moscow. And like he said to me the other day, us Scots and us Aussies are the same bunch. And you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. I can't wait for more adventures with you online, of course. Morgan Terry, she's amazing. If you've seen her reaction videos, go check her out, and Moscow's and Bill's, and the 4th person I'm going to mention in a moment. If you haven't subscribed to these 4 channels, please do so, because they put in the time, the effort. Like I only do these occasionally. They do it every week, sometimes 2 or 3 times a day. Sorry, 2 or 3 times a week. Sometimes they do 2 or 3 times a day, but who knows? But it's outside of YouTube you go realize how awesome they are, especially Morgan. I love her hair, I love everything about Morgan. She's amazing, and getting to do a live stream with Morgan earlier this year was just amazing. And I had live streaming not only Morgan, but the 4th person I'm about to mention. He's gone through a heck of a lot lately, but he's on the rebound, and I am so glad to see. Is my friend Elijah, aka Not Savage Fangirl. We've been friends for almost a year now, ever since I spoke to RBROK last year on my birthday, which is not far away this year. I turned 30 in a few weeks. And the fact that Elijah and I have been friends for nearly a full year. If it wasn't for the outhouse, I would never have met Elijah, or Morgan, or Moscow, or even heard of Bill. These 4 people, especially Elijah and Morgan and Moscow. Don't worry, Bill, I'm not singing you out, buddy. You are awesome too. But the fact that Morgan, Elijah, and Moscow have become friends of mine, it means the world to me. It shuts up the doubters, the fools who keep putting me down for watching the outhouse, because these 3 women are insanely awesome. And like I said, if it wasn't for the outhouse, I never would have met these people. I thank God I started watching this show. I really do. Because I was trying to find a new show to watch in 2021, and most people suggested the outhouse. And look what's happened. I mean, it is so awesome to be a part of this fandom. Well, most of the time it's very harmless. Sometimes some people can be a bit over the top, but that's okay. That's part of learning. But yeah, Elijah, Morgan, Moscow, Bill. For the bottom of my heart, thank you for everything you've done for the outhouse. Thank you for spreading the word about the outhouse. And I want you to know, please continue to be awesome. That's all I ask. Because you four are the reason I started watching the outhouse. As well as everyone else who asked me, who suggested to me I start watching the outhouse. But it's those four in particular. Bill, Elijah, Morgan, Moscow. I can't thank you all enough. So in summary, this show was one of the greatest of our generation. It's such a pity it had to end so suddenly because of one stupid executive at the Disney Channel for saying it wasn't age appropriate. So pathetic in so many ways. But what we can say about the show was that it was just one of the best. It's up there with Amphibia, it's up there with Steven Universe and Adventure Time. But what this show did, whether it's representation not only of LGBTQ+, but the autistic community and everything else in between, this show was amazing. I loved it so much. All of you out there deserve praise for not only being fans of the show, but being a part of the show. And I apologise if this didn't make sense. I'm doing this on basically one-eyed open, one-eyed shut because I'm basically falling asleep. But this was the only time I had of doing it now. Between the end of this video and publishing it, I'm so busy it's not funny. This will be published eventually. But I can't think it's all enough. For the outhouse, for everything else, it's amazing. So Dana, thank you. Everyone else, casting crew, including Rebecca Rose, insanely thank you because it was awesome. As the fans of the show, especially Elijah, Moscow, Morgan, Bill, and everyone else, you've made the outhouse what it was and what it became. Incredibly awesome. From the start to the finish. It was so awesome on so many levels. And it's a pleasure to be part of the fandom. It's a pleasure to be talking about this. And I can't thank you all enough. So that will do it for now. I will see you in the next episode. If you liked this episode, please give me a like. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. I'm nearly 100 subscribers. That's not as many as Elijah, Moscow, and Elijah. I'll say it again. It's not as many as Elijah, Morgan, and Moscow, but that's okay. 93 at the moment is better than 0. But if I get to 100, who knows where I'm going from there. You can also leave me a comment in the comment section. Just make sure they're positive. I will delete negative comments unless it's constructive criticism. So once again, thank you to the outhouse. Thank you, Dana. Thank you to the casting crew. Thank you to Morgan, Elijah, Moscow, and Bill for what they did for the outhouse. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you next episode.